My name is Alexander Milas, and I am a professional heavy metal fan. Anyone who thinks about the late 60s is either thinking about the end of things or the beginning of things. After the war, you had a variety of things unraveling and new things beginning. For instance, women in control of their reproductive rights for the first time, the civil rights movement in the States. Tensions between the East and West, and of course the Cold War, created a bit of a crucible in the late 60s and what you might call a bit of a social revolution. When you think about Black Sabbath's music, what you're really talking about is the invention of a kind of language of disaffection and escapism as well. So much of what identifies them in opposition to much else at the time is really their lyrical content, not just their sound. And a lot of that really is down to Geezer Butler's fascination with Aleister Crowley and the occult, and Dennis Wheatley for his kind of series of horror novels. And that really fed into what was a budding culture of fascination with things like J.R.R. Tolkien, which had also enjoyed a rebirth, not just because of the kind of new age values that Tolkien seemed to have, but also because of the fundamental anti-war and pacifist stance that Tolkien seemed to have. And that resonated profoundly with people like Geezer Butler. And that's really fundamental to what heavy metal is really defined as, which isn't just an expression, but it's also an escape. There's a lot of debate about when heavy metal really began, but I think anybody would be hard-pressed to deny that Black Sabbath are very much the summation of what heavy metal is, both as a form of music, but also as a culture. As they near the end of their tour, I think it's more important now than ever to think about why what they've created is important and how it is that it resonates with so many different sorts of people, because you can't really name much else that has spoken to so many different cultures, so many different creeds, regardless of ethnicity. And while they're still around, the need for preservation and the need for celebration, also understanding, not just for metalheads, but also for people outside that might have misinterpreted what it's all about, becomes ever more important. That's why Home of Metal deserves its support, so spread the word and help them do what they do best.